Hello everyone, and I'm super excited because today the new copies of Nataterra just been delivered, and so we are going to do an unboxing. Let's see if everything is correct, so then we can tell to Long Pack, the manufacturer in China, that we're happy with the files, and then we can move to manufacture and hopefully deliver this game to you as soon as possible. So let's go and open these new copies. So first of all, let's check that everything is correct here from size perspective. So here we have a 29 centimeter, 290 millimeters, and then we have 14, which is correct, 140 for 23.5. That is exactly what we were expecting, so 23 millimeters, and that is fine. So I have received both copies. I have received a core edition that is this dimension, and then here we have the deluxe edition that you can see is slightly larger than the other one. You can see that both of them doesn't necessarily close to the very end. That is because there are 16 or 19, I don't remember, punch boards. And once you remove them, then the game is gonna close perfectly. So it comes like that, but then everything's gonna be fine once you pop everything from the punch boards. Then we're gonna check also the dimension of the deluxe. So this one is 170, that is correct, and the rest should be the same. This is 29, yeah, and that is a 235, so this is 170. Fantastic. So the dimension looks correct. Then we're going also to this, make sure that it's the right weight, what we were expecting. That always change between prototypes, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something is different from what we were expecting. So this is a 4.3 kilo, nearly 4.4, which technically still fall under the category of 4 kilos. Maybe there's gonna be a fulfillment center that's gonna give us some troubles and making it fall under the category of 5 kilos, making shipment more expensive, but shipment has already been charged, so it's not going to change. If there is an extra fee for moving from 4 to 5 kilo, that is something that I'm just going to deal with, and that's it. This is the core edition, so it should be lighter. We're precisely on 4 kilos, so this one is a 4 kilo shipment. That is exactly what we have charged. So we have a 4 kilo and a 4.4. Hopefully they're gonna ship it for a 4 kilo dimension, but it's something that we need to check with every fulfillment partner in every destination. Let's go and open it. I'm not gonna open the core edition because everything that is in the core is also in the deluxe, so we're gonna check how the deluxe is looking, but we're gonna take here from the core just the full VIP card that only VIP member, the people who supported the campaign before the campaign started, will receive. So we're gonna check these 4 cards that are unique, and they are not going to be reprint again. So these are foil card. Oh, there's a beautiful feeling. Okay. So these are the 4 foil card. Tactic cards, one for each civilization with special ability, with special heroic ability for your heroic units during the game. This is a very nice feeling. I'm so happy about this. Okay, that's very cool. So they look great. I'm gonna take my time to check all the text because, as you know, that is a heavy text game, so it's gonna take a while. Everything should be fine. Everything has been triple checked before we send these files to the printer, but you know, a mistake can always be behind the corner. So I'm gonna take my time to check all the text on all the card. Also because, as most of you know, English is not my first language, so I always make mistakes. The first things that I've noticed from the previous copy is that the color is actually lighter, which is great. Um, the first one was too dark. I don't know if you remember who have seen this prototype live, but it's very dark and not necessarily the tail were popping off. So this one is actually lighter, which is great. I think it looks way better. So this is the first things that I've noticed from the old prototype. But let's go and open the deluxe. So we can move this one away. Oopla! That's definitely go here. And let's go and open it. They definitely could have done a better job from a packing perspective. I can already see a corner that is mesh, but they don't pay too much attention to this prototype. I hope these things are not going to happen in mass production. They will definitely not happen in mass production. So first things, oh, this is very nice. So first things, as you remember, we have changed the design of the deluxe box. So now you cannot see it, but there is actually a very nice feeling when you pass your finger over the dragon and the hydra, only on the dragon and the hydra and the name Nataterra. So there is this laminate feeling, which is fantastic. And also on the side, for each character, you can feel the details of it, which is great. I'm gonna open the box. Okay, we still have the lateral cat for getting hair through it as the previous design. Here we have our rule book, we have our scenario book, which is great. We're gonna check all this. That's gonna take a while. Here we have the civilization that is exclusive for, oh, that's beautiful, is exclusive for the deluxe version. You have lore for every civilization and every character of the civilization. Oh, this is beautiful. Love it. I'm gonna read it later. And here we go to the punch boards. Okay, here we have a nice touch for putting the finger through and removing the punch board. Then now we're gonna check. Here we have the 4 trays for the group tile that we've seen already in the previous prototype. Nothing has changed from a design perspective. This one are always the same product. So this one, we already know them. This is what you're gonna get in the deluxe. These are not present in the core version. In fact, they remove good size of the box. This is probably what takes a good size from the core version. These one are for holding initiative token and group tiles during the game, so a player can have all the group tiles ready to go for when they're having a combat. This is great. Then here we move to the main boards that are close to the other trays that is present only in the deluxe version. So this one is for containing all the tokens that you need during combat, is attack, defense and damage tokens in different size 1 and 5. So also this exclusive for the deluxe. We're gonna check the main boards. Nothing much have changed from the previous design. The only things that we have changed are the resource icon that most of you guys have made comments about it. So now we have a more realistic icon. If you have following the last updates, you know I already showed this previously. And also we add a little touch here with a small number where you're gonna place all your tokens at the start of the game. It's gonna help you through the setup, and it's telling you how many copies of each token you should have, which is, you know, also great in case something is missing in the box, so that you can easily contact me and let me know if something's missing and I will ship it to you. It shouldn't, obviously, but it's also very nice to know how many tokens you should have at the start of the game. Nothing else has changed. Obviously, as you well know, 1 year ago, this one used to be called in a different way. Now we have the Velati. We have added here difficulty level and also some tips for playing this specific civilization, plus the common lore that has always been here. So you know what you're playing and the difficulty. This one is probably one of the easiest civilization to play, as we already been would say before. We have the beast, obviously my favorite ones. Even here you have difficulty level, you have tips for the specific civilization. Obviously then we go through the Naga, where highest difficulty level. We always suggest to don't play this one as a first player. That is very complicated for me as well. My game is difficult for me too. My playtests are way better than me. Then let's go through it. We have the combat boards that perfectly fit in this plastic shell that we're gonna see it soon. That is inside the box. These are the combat boards. Mainly what we've done here changing is the toolbox of the ability for the Naga civilization. So the Naga civilization has this massive toolbox of ability that they can use during combat. And this one has been probably one of the most complicated things to balance through the game. But we do believe we've done a pretty good job. When you get the game, you will see it, you will understand why it's complex. We have our 4 cubes, bags of cubes. Oh, I can already see a mistake from the manufacturer. This is the wrong color from the last prototype they sent it. This is a red one. It should be a brown one, or it used to be an orange one. But I think they just did it because they really wanted to send me the prototype as soon as possible. This one should be orange, and they should know. This is the correct color, this is green, and this is the purple one for the other civilization. I have my little notebook here, and we're gonna start to take notes of things that we need to tell them to change. So cubes, color, absolutely needs to be fixed. Then here we have the protective shell that is dividing the box into parts. Here is where we have all the main map tile, the modifier, and here we have our victory condition. Oh, actually this one in particular, these are not the victory condition, these are what you find in the deluxe, that are the separator cards here. So this one you're gonna have one for each deck, and it's gonna help you to put the decks separated between the type of decks that you have. So it's gonna be one for each deck. So the decks are always organized inside your box. When instead here you're gonna see the buying cards. Nothing major have changed. If you have followed the last updates, you know that now we have moved to symbol system for the environment. That's gonna help us with the future expansion, because before was civilization based, and it was very complicated to add a new civilization in case we wanted to do expansion, where instead now we have generic symbol that determines what there is in the environment where you're having a combat. So in every civilization, if we go back to the combat board, every civilization is gonna have 2 elements that are fine with, like for example for the Naga is 3 and waters. And if you have that combination of symbols, so if you have one of the symbols that appear on the combat on the biome card, you will gain initiative. So that is what we've done. Here we're gonna have 4 dice. These are way bigger size than what we had before, and that is actually we wanted. We believe that rolling the die has a very special feeling in combat, and in the deluxe version you're gonna have one for each civilization. Now this color a bit pale. I might ask for a better better gradient, but let's see what they can do. I understand that the manufacture of dies overall is a very complex thing to do, so let's see what they can accommodate. But yeah, we're definitely craving for better colors, so we're gonna add these two things to say color dies. Oh, dies. But so far, great job. So this one we're gonna check them later. Here we have the deluxe extra tachycard and extra victory condition that are exclusive for the deluxe version, and then here we go to the normal course deck. Here we have victory condition, technology cards, and tachycards for core version of the game. We're gonna check all this later for the text. Let's go back to the punch boards. So this is the first punch board. This is the only one. Oh, see, this is some things that were fixed. So in the previous prototype, the corner of each token and tile was very pointing, and they were struggling to actually fit where they were supposed to fit. Now we have rounded the corner, so it's gonna have a smoother effect. Here we have our tokens. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10, 13, 16, is 18 punch boards, if I counted properly. And here we have our civilization tiles, and then here we start with the map tile. Each one of them is gonna have a map tile. So these are the only 3 punch boards at the very start that are different from the rest, and then we have all the rest 16 punch boards. So it should be 19 punch boards. 16 punch boards is gonna have a map tile, starting with the four for one each civilization. Now, in particular, in the deluxe version, that should be different from the core. On the first 4, where we have the map tile for each civilization, this is for the Velati one. Here, on the other side, you're gonna have the deluxe version, where you have a completely unique tile, always for the Velati, as it's saying here. A specific design that is not present in the core. So you always have the normal one with the normal swamp on the back, and that is the same swamp that you're gonna find on every map tile. But then here we have drawn a new biome that is always same color code, obviously from game purposes always the same. It's just an extra specific touch just for the deluxe version. Unique mountain, unique flowers, and characteristic for each hexagon, and a new base, which is great. So here also we can have a look at the beast one. So this is the core version tile that we've always been using, and then here we have the deluxe version of it, where each hexagon, now it might be hard to see, but each hexagon is going to have a specific design with something characteristic inside. I think that's it. That's very cool. We're gonna see the 4 dice inside the deluxe, but then in the core version we're always gonna have one single die that's gonna be red. So this is one for civilization, but in the core version there is only one red die that is for attacking. And apart from that, there is a bunch of text that I need to check and make sure that all the technology cards are with the correct back and front. And apart from that, we looking good. I was expecting way more things to write down, but if everything is good here, we can definitely jump into manufacture as soon as we can. So thank you for watching and stay with me, and thank you for your patience. I know it's been a long waiting, it's been very long for me as well, and I'm very excited that I can finally deliver this one to you. So just a bit longer. Thank you so much.